What's happening, everybody? On today's show, we are going to sit down with Kentucky quarterback Will Levis as he talks about higher expectations for Wildcats fans this season in Lexington. Also, we'll catch up with Georgia starting center Sedrick Van Pran as the Dawgs try to defend their national championship title. And we'll talk with Arkansas linebacker Bumper Poole as he leads an experienced Arkansas defense into 2022. Locked on SEC starts right now.
Are Locked On SEC, your daily podcast on the Southeastern Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And what is happening, everybody? Welcome into Locked On SEC. It's great to have you guys along. I'm Chris Gordy. Thanks for making Locked On SEC your first listen every day. And remember, Locked On SEC is free and available on all platforms, including YouTube and at LockedOnSEC.com. All right, as I mentioned, we have a star-studded lineup today of guests, so figured we'd jump right into it. High expectations in Lexington, as Will Levis is a guy who some people have projected as a first-round pick in next year's NFL draft. Can he take the Wildcats to the next level? Without further ado, here's our conversation with Kentucky quarterback Will Levis. Run along here from SEC Media Days, and joining us now, the quarterback for the Kentucky Wildcats, Will Levis, sitting down with us. What's going on, man? How are you?
Nothing much. It's been a good morning and an exciting day. How are you?
I'm okay. Have you ever done anything like this, like a media day where you're getting toured and paraded around like this?
Not really. A lot of firsts for me. Another first this morning was the private jet we took in.
Yeah,
so
how about that?
That was fun.
Private jet life, not bad. As Stetson Bennett stops by to shake hands with Will. Yeah, you can get used to that private jet life, right?
Oh yeah. Hopefully not the last time, but no, I'm very fortunate in that Kentucky hooked us up with that, and that was a fun little trip we took.
I saw you a few weeks ago at the Manning Passing Academy, and now Stetson wants a selfie. What is this?
Yeah, you mentioned the Manning Passing Academy. That's where I get to know that clown.
Right. But yeah, there was a lot of goofballs out there. You were sweating a lot.
Oh yeah.
Well,
oh yeah. I was wearing a gray cotton T-shirt, and it was probably not the best pick, but.
You and I have that in common. Brian Kelly, we had on the show too, and he said he's a sweater. So I sympathize with the sweaters out there.
Yeah.
But what was that experience like, getting to coach a bunch of kids and getting to be around a bunch of other, NCAA quarterbacks?
It was awesome. I mean, to show the kids everything that we can offer, and to really just be worked. Like, we were out there working. Like, I mean, we were learning how these camps work, and going out there and working out ourselves. There were long days and hard work and a lot of fun too. But the best part about it was just being with the other quarterbacks there and to get to know them and to just become really good buddies with all of them.
And it made you sympathize too with your coaches and what they go through at practice,
right?
Like trying to organize it all.
Yeah, dealing with kids is not fun sometimes, but no, it was an awesome time, and it was great sharing them with what I could share.
I saw Kentucky put out a documentary called QB1, the Will Levis story. That had to be pretty cool, and I guess weird to have a documentary done about you.
It was really, really cool in how they went about the process. And I didn't really know much of the specifics of what they did to put it all together. I knew that they talked to my parents and they were going to take some clips from games, and they interviewed me. But I actually saw it yesterday for the first time they premiered, and I was the first one to see it, and I was blown away. Tim and all the rest of our media team just did an awesome job putting that together, and I'm very thankful for it.
You didn't get like final say on final cut, like take this out, leave this out? Okay.
No, I didn't need to. It came out very well. I was very pleased.
But nothing embarrassing, like they didn't find like your 7th grade like classmate or anything like that?
No, I think the most embarrassing was there was a naked picture of me when I was a little baby, but they blocked off the private parts.
That's good. That's good. Talking with Will Levis, is it weird a school like Kentucky that is the preeminent basketball school, this fan base seems to be more excited about football right now than basketball? That's a little strange.
Well, I mean, coming to Kentucky, I didn't really know what to expect from a fan base standpoint. Coming from Penn State, where their fans are obviously very energetic and passionate, and I was blown away even before the season that we had, just how much support and just energy that the fans brought, both at just the home games and whether it's on social media or just in person. They're second to none. And Big Blue Nation, I mean, very thankful for them. And it helps when we have a good season, but we know that the sport's going to be there regardless.
There's no doubt you took hold of that starting quarterback spot a year ago, really elevated the production Kentucky's had at that position. It's no knock on the guys before you, but they really needed somebody to come in and solidify that spot, take it to the next level. As productive as you were last year, how do you build off of a year like that?
I think that this offseason has been very special for me because it was the first offseason where I was an established starter and not necessarily competing.
Yeah.
And I've always been a leader in whatever position I've been, whether it was last string or first string. But I think how you lead changes when you are the starter. And I think guys really start to buy into you, and you realize that you are a figure for people to look up to a little bit more so than when you're just a backup. So to have this full offseason to focus on leadership and to rally the guys and to make sure that all of our minds are in the right spot and focusing towards our ultimate goals has been really special.
I think you're a little underrated as a runner. We saw you at the Louisville game, 100 rushing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. We're going to see more Will Levis running the ball this year.
I didn't know. Coming into college from high school, I didn't run much in high school. I think I got a lot more athletic as I went through kind of the off-season training regime in college. And I got a couple 100-yard rushing games under my belt right now, which is something I would have never thought coming out of high school.
Right.
But I'm going to use my legs when necessary. But I'm also going to slide a bit more. I think I need to work on not taking as many hits and protecting my body.
Yeah, I mean, look, you want to be a tough football guy and take the big hit. But then when you get up, you're like, damn, that really hurt.
No
maybe
doubt.
I should slide next time. More L's down this year, too?
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, that's the last game of the season. Not too focused on that right now.
I was just comparing, but you more running and more, you did that in that game.
Yeah, we'll see.
Are you a guy that likes the offseason accolades, Davey O'Brien Award watch list, Maxwell Award watch list? You must be doing something right if you're laying on all these preseason watch lists.
No, I mean, watch lists, mock drafts, like none of them mean anything. It's just predictions, Yeah. So, I mean, I just know that as long as I make sure that all my actions are in line with what our team goals are, then all the individual stuff will just fall into place afterwards.
From what you saw in the spring and summer so fall, or how good can this defense be?
Really, really good. I think that we're really deep, and we got some experience coming back, especially at the linebacker position. We got some great leaders, the Jaquez and DeAndre and other guys that are going to be able to step up and really show the ropes and get guys ready for the season. And it's going to be fun to go against them every day in practice, because when you got a good defense to practice against, it's just going to make the offense better. So Coach White is absolutely incredible. One of the best defensive coaches that I've had the pleasure to work with and learn from. And I'm excited to see what he cooks up for the defense this year.
What's it been like getting to know Tavion Robinson so far? I know you lose one Robinson and Wandale, you get another Robinson and Tavion.
Yeah.
What's it been like getting to know him so far?
Tay's awesome. I mean, for him to get here for spring was huge too, to kind of get there early, learn the playbook, and go throughout spring to develop as a player in this offense. Established himself as a starter pretty quickly. And I'm excited to throw a lot of balls to him this year. He's a playmaker, and ever since I saw his tape from Virginia Tech, I was excited, but working with him in person just makes me even more excited.
Any of the freshmen wide receivers standing out to you so far? It's a good little crop.
Oh, yeah. We did a really good job with the group that we brought in with the true freshmen. I mean, Dane Key's one that comes to mind. He was there in the spring, and right now he's looking to be a starter for us as well. And he can do some things at the receiver position that some guy that we didn't really have last year, which is really going to be really cool. So I think our playbook is definitely going to be opened up with the depth that we have and just the skill that we have at our receiver position.
I know you wear the protective thing in practice, when you're the quarterback, but has anybody messed up and accidentally hit you?
Yes. And when it happens, Coach Stoops goes crazy. And there was one particular time in spring where we were running 2-minute, and that's when things kind of get a little crazy and everyone's running around and they're trying to spot the ball and they're trying to rush me and try to show that it's a sack when they know they can't really tackle me. And I forget who it was, but I was throwing and someone hit my arm and Coach Stoops stopped practice. But no, I mean, I'm a tough dude. I can take a hit, but I'm not trying to get hit in practice. That's for sure.
All right, let's talk a little NIL stuff's been an interesting thing. Did I see you signed a deal with a horse farm?
Yes, I'm very proud about that. I think that's one of the more unique deals that I've seen across the country. And those are the type of deals that I'm looking to do too, because when there's something unique like that, Kentucky, especially being so tied to the horse industry, I knew that was something I wanted to look to do, and to get compliance's approval to do a deal with a horse breeding farm and to be connected with a farm pretty much for life is is really, really cool and something that not a lot of guys would ever have thought to do.
So do you have is it just with the farm, or do you have an actual horse?
It's the farm, but there's a specific horse that I promote, and
Wow.
the horse's name was War of Will. And
that's
so
pretty cool.
when we were looking through the thoroughbred catalog and we saw that, we were like, all right, that's the one. We called up Claiborne and made it happen, and it was a really cool connection. And to be tied to a horse is really cool.
Has the horse raced yet?
It used to race. Now it just breeds.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. It's it was
Pretty good life.
Yeah, it's a pretty good life when you can you win and then you just breed the rest of your life. Some of the so that means he's going to be having new horses, and we got to come up with new names, right? So I was going to give you a few suggestions.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to ask me. I didn't want to put you on the spot.
Well, I'll ask you for one. So
yeah.
7. I think there were 7 bells. You could do something with 7 there, but a few other ones. Banana Eater, I think sounds good. And then Mayo Coffee, I think, could be a really good horse name. So those are just a couple suggestions for me.
Yeah. How'd you think of those?
I don't know. Maybe part of your weird eating habits. You have become pretty big on Instagram and TikTok and all this stuff. You do some weird videos though on TikTok.
Yeah, no, I like to have fun, and I think that social media is just an opportunity to kind of show people the human side of you rather than just the player. And I try to keep it light and keep it fun, and really use it to my advantage to just build my brand. And those things just kind of came up organically. And how I really see social media is, if I think something's funny, then most likely someone else will. And if I can make someone laugh and make their day, then it means the world.
You have my sense of humor, so I appreciate that. Last thing for you, give me a good Mark Stoops story, funny or whatever run-in that you've had with him so far.
Funny Mark Stoops story, probably the lewd joke that he told us in a team meeting that I can't repeat, that had us all dying. But it was just so funny. Like, usually he starts the team meeting, he's like, all right, guys, here's the blah, blah, blah.
He's got that Midwest accent, right?
He just walked in and was like, all right, I got a joke for you guys. And it was, I can't repeat it, but I had me dying.
He's got the Midwest accent. How do you not have, you're from the Northeast, right?
Northeast. Yeah, Connecticut, I've been told Connecticut has like the least accent of any state.
That's
if
weird,
that makes any sense. But no, I don't. I used to have a little bit of a Boston accent.
I was gonna say, no, not even any shades of Boston still in there.
No, my grandparents, my dad does a little bit, but I couldn't pronounce drawer for a while.
What is it again?
Drawer.
Oh, okay.
Drawer.
DRAWER.
Yeah,
That's how you say it?
Yeah.
Car, you don't say ka.
Ka.
Yeah,
No, I don't do that.
He is Will Levis, starting quarterback for your Kentucky Wildcats. Will, thanks so much for the time, man. Appreciate it.
Of course, thank you.
All right, we'll have more right after this. More interviews in just a second, but want to remind you about our friends over at Built Bar, from the people who brought you the tasty and delectable coconut brownie chunk Built Bar flavor. They've got the coconut brownie chunk puffs. They're here for a limited time. Go to built.com. Make sure you don't miss out. They're going fast because they taste amazing. All Built Bars are made with collagen protein, which your body absorbs more efficiently. It provides tons of health benefits. Eat something that tastes good and is good for you. The best part about Built Puffs is, of course, they taste amazing, but you can enjoy them guilt-free because they're actually good for you. They are the perfect treat, perfect for when you got a craving, you need to satisfy your sweet tooth, or if you need a quick, healthy snack. They're an excellent source of protein. Delicious coconut, rich, sweet brownie, creamy marshmallow. Stop fantasizing. Get to Built.com right now. Order your box of coconut brownie chunk Built Puffs right now. Go to Built.com right now. Use our promo code LOCKED15. That's going to get you 15% off your order. Use the promo code LOCKED15 at Built.com. Rolling along from SEC Media Days, and always good to catch up with a Georgia Bulldog, Sedrick Van Pran, starting center for the national champion Georgia Bulldogs. Does that still sound surreal when I say you're a national champion?
Absolutely not.
It's funny. I interviewed Justin Schaefer at the Senior Bowl, and he said it just didn't seem real to him yet. He said it still felt like a dream almost.
I could definitely say I went through that around that time, but also, Schaefer is not on the team currently, so he has that luxury to just think about, he won.
Yeah.
But, at the end of the day, we have a game to play in September, so you have to start focusing and making sure that you're ready.
So speaking of him, you lose Justin, you lose Jamari. Still a strong group coming back on that offensive line with yourself and guys like Warren. I'm sure you feel like the O-line can still be a strength of this team this year, right?
Yes, sir. I think that the offensive line has a very unique opportunity in the sense that we can help lead this team and this offense. So we look forward for the challenge. It's great, not having to just lead a unit by yourself. Having great players like Warren Erickson, Warren McClendon. Man, those guys are really good guys, really talented guys that have had, so much experience in the SEC. So having those guys right alongside you, I think that's definitely something that we can be good at.
What did you see out of the offense in the spring? We know how good Brock Bowers is. He was limited, obviously.
Yes, sir.
But it looks like adding Eric Gilbert is going to make this offense even much more stronger.
I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what we can do as an offense. I think the biggest thing, though, is just making sure that we stay in the landscape of who we are as a team, making sure that we focus on our connection, toughness, resiliency, composure, all of that stuff. Make sure that we focus on it and just truly being ourselves, not getting outside of that, not trying to be flashy, just play football.
Give me a guy or two stood out to you in the spring that you said, oh, man, this guy's going to be a baller for us this year.
I'm going to be honest, it is so hard to just name one guy because there's so many flashes, you know. But I can definitely say, like, up-and-coming players, like guys that I'm looking forward to, like, really seeing, like, go far, like the lads, the ADs, I know they're not young, but those guys I'm really looking forward to seeing, what type of season they're going to have. The Dejon Edwards, and honestly, if I'm being honest, Warren McClendon, Warren is so, in my opinion, proven in the SEC. Like, I'm really hoping like he gets that recognition that he deserves because that guy is so good. And even on the defensive side, the Tramel Walthowers, the Nolan Smiths, the Chris Smiths, the Keely Ringos, there's so many guys that you can name, honestly. So I think that I'm excited for all of us, and I really want to see us gel as a team.
A center has a special relationship with his quarterback. Stetson Bennett. I mean, it feels like this guy keeps getting discounted and bashed. I saw people putting out there, here's my top 5 SEC quarterback list, and Stetson Bennett's not on there. It's like, what does this guy need to do to earn respect nationally? Because all he does is wins games.
I mean, I don't know, but that can be something that you focus on. Like, obviously, in our locker room, we have the utmost respect for Stetson, and we believe that he is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the country. We believe that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, like, his job isn't to be on, whoever's list. It's to help us win games, and he's doing it. So we're all happy. He's happy, and that's all we can ask for.
Were you surprised when he announced he was coming back for another year?
No. No, because
he's gonna use up every bit of eligibility again.
One thing I can say about that guy is that guy loves Georgia, and that guy loves to compete.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me that he made that decision.
You'll lose a ton on the defense, but there's still some big studs back. Jalen Carter headlining that group.
Yes, sir.
But give me another name or two that you think on this defense that can make an impact this year.
Chris Smith, Pop, Kamari Lassiter, Keely Ringo, Tramel Walthour. Like I said, I can keep going on.
Names,
Ty Ingers Dawkins. There's a lot of guys that I think can make a big impact this year.
Do the guys pay attention to that? I mean, look, social media these days, it's hard to ignore, things, stuff that's out there. But everybody's saying, this defense, they lost so much. They're going to take a step back, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's almost like challenge accepted, right, for those guys?
I mean, maybe in a sense, that would have to be something that you ask those guys. But one thing I can say is that ultimately our goals don't change. Our goals is to make the community proud, make our families proud, make the university proud, make the guys that played before us proud, and just uphold that G standard. So I feel like, once you uphold the standard, everything else will take care of itself.
You get a fun game to start the season off, too, with Oregon in the state of Georgia, sold-out game already. Going to be a fun one to get the season going, right?
Yes, sir, definitely. It's something that we look forward to. I think it'll be a really competitive game, and definitely be good for, I think, all college football fans.
And you guys haven't shied away from scheduling those big-time opponents to start the season, and it's a good kind of barometer setter, right?
Yes,
it sets
sir.
the tone for the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. You get to play, other schools that, you may not regularly see on your schedule, especially, in the SEC, you got to play your divisions and things like that. So it's great every once in a while to play a very high caliber opponent from another conference.
You are a New Orleans native, like
yes,
I
sir.
am. You went to Warren.
Oh, dope.
You went to Warren East, and I went to Rummel.
Dope.
So
I know you know Coy.
Yeah, and of course, we got this guy named Jamar Chase. I don't know if you heard of him. He played in the Super Bowl his rookie year, no big deal.
Yeah.
But favorite food when you get back home that you got to go eat every time you get back home?
New Orleans food and spirit, voodoo rolls.
Okay.
Shrimp platter, and also I would say probably golden wings.
Okay.
Definitely go to him.
You got it down. You had your
Yeah.
list ready to go, man.
Every time I go home, which is rare, but when I do go home, I'm going to those places for sure.
Is the food in Athens okay?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's pretty good. You make it work.
But it's not New Orleans.
I mean, if you got Tony's, you can make it work.
I like that when you talk, I hear a little bit of your New Orleans accent in there. When you get back home around family, does it come out a little bit more?
I mean, for sure. Like I like to tell people, it's a time and a place for everything.
Mhm.
And I think in professional settings and in the University of Georgia, I can't talk like I'm in New Orleans. Like it's just not appropriate. So definitely when I go home some and I can be around my family and friends, yeah, it comes out.
Yeah.
But in these type of settings, you probably won't hear it because I just don't think it's professional.
Yeah, well, it's okay. It's when you're amongst friends and family, it could come out, and you end a sentence with "you heard me." You know,
For sure, for sure.
what for you personally for this season, looking ahead to this year? What I mean, obviously, look, goals: stay healthy, get through this whole season. But for you, I mean, do you have individual goals for yourself this year?
Lead my guys. That's honestly the biggest thing I can say. Lead my guys, put them in a position to win. And other than that, I think God will take care of the rest.
What's the biggest strength for you coming off the offensive line? I mean, it's all about the lower body strength and being able to get off your block, all that, or hold your block rather. Just give me a couple of things that you work on technique wise.
I think experience, to be honest with you. I know that's not really what you asked, but I think the biggest thing for myself would be the experience, the having played in, all of these different atmospheres and understanding that I'll be able to help some of the younger guys come along and have confidence. I think that'll be my biggest asset to this team.
He is Sedrick Van Pran, starting center for the national champion Georgia Bulldogs. But you got to put all the national champion stuff away, right? It's a new season.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it, but I won't be calling myself national champion.
Sedrick, thanks so much for the time.
Yes, sir.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
God bless.
All right, more after this. We're along here from SEC Media Days, and this next guy needs no introduction. One of the coolest names in all of college football, and he's back for like his 15th season at Arkansas. He is linebacker Bumper Pool jumping in with us. What's going on, man? How are you?
Doing good, man. Excited to be here.
Are you enjoying this whole Media Days thing? It's kind of a whirlwind, right?
Oh, yeah, it's a lot. I mean, time will fly pretty quick on you.
What's the craziest thing you've been asked so far?
Honestly, I hadn't been anything too crazy. I had to explain myself in 20 seconds, which wasn't easy on rapid fire, but all of my tough stuff was early on, so it kind of woke me up.
Okay. What's the most exciting thing about coming back for another year? We had Jalen Cattle on the show just a week ago, and it seems like you guys there's a lot of veteran pieces on this defense, and I look at it as this defense is going to be a strength this year for you guys.
Yeah, that's honestly one of the biggest things. I want to come back, and I think that our defense could be even better than it was last year. And so coming back, helping out, teaching the young guys the way, and being able to show them the process of it takes to be successful.
What you lose your buddy, your running mate, and Grant Morgan. Obviously, he's another guy who's there a long time. But who are some of the guys you think can kind of step up alongside of you at that linebacker spot?
Yeah, Drew Sanders is a guy that's going to be very, very good. I'm excited for everyone to see him. We got a lot of talent. Jordan Crook, and Jackson Woodard. A lot of these guys, Chris Paul, a lot of these young guys that are going to come in and step in when they need to.
It is interesting. Drew Sanders is a name that stood out from the spring, and very talented kid that comes over from Alabama, knows what it takes to play in this conference. But what did you see from him? I mean, was it just him kind of taking a little bit of a leadership role already, and a guy who's new to the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, he's just, he's a quieter guy. Says what he needs to say when he needs to say it. But other than that, goes about his business and knows what it takes to win championships. And he's very talented. He's been teaching me a lot of certain stuff, technique-wise in the pass rush. So just being able to continue to learn things from him, and then same thing from him. Him learning how to be able to play linebacker stand-up, because he hadn't done that since high school. But he's picked it up well and had a great spring. You
also bring in a couple of guys in the secondary from other SEC schools too. It's like you guys were just poaching all these other SEC schools. Dwight McLaughlin from LSU, Latavius Brinney comes over. I mean, what'd you see from some of those guys so far?
They're very talented. They're very good people too. I enjoy being in the locker room with them. The team, this group is so tight, and it's just cool. Whenever you have a unit that's this together, you can do special things.
It's interesting when you talk about your Barry Odom, your defensive coordinator. He's a guy who's been a head coach in the SEC, probably, got some job offers here in recent years, turned them down to stay at Arkansas. What does that say for a guy that's getting offers from other places but turning them down because he enjoys where he's at and he believes in you guys?
We're building something special here. This is a program that's on the rise, and Coach Odom knows that. That's why I came back. There's just a sense in the building that we're building something bigger than even I think we know.
A lot of people high on KJ Jefferson, and we saw him develop last year. And dude's just a gamer. I mean, game on the line. You need a game-winning drive. KJ is going to take the team down the field and put him in a spot to go win it. But people think he can even get even better. What'd you see from him in the spring, at least from on-the-field production, that says to you, man, this guy's going to have his best year yet?
Yeah, no, there's certain things he's doing technique-wise. He's working on like a no-look pass. He's always kind of laughing at me when
Mahomes.
Yeah, whenever he's doing it, and just working on little things in his game. He's athletic, and so he's always working on his field motion and everything. And getting to watch his production from when he first came here to now is pretty special.
I know quarterbacks always protected in practice, but have you ever tried to bring him down?
Yeah, I'm so glad he's got the black jersey on. I don't have to worry about hitting him.
It's like a rock back there.
Exactly. I mean, he's a big dude.
Let's talk a little bit about Coach Sam Pittman. I know it's so funny. I was talking to somebody earlier today. I said, has anyone ever said a bad thing about Sam Pittman? Like, it seems like everybody just loves him. He's such a nice guy, and he really is. But like, it's almost true. Like, nobody ever says a bad thing about him.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're a good person, that people won't say bad things about you, and if you're genuine, then you're not selling something that you're not. You're just being you. And like you said, no one said anything bad about him. That's probably the ultimate compliment you can give somebody.
Give me a good. Is there anything funny that he said or done at practice or just being around the locker room?
I mean, he's hilarious. What you can say or say on radio or not, but
you can censor it. You can censor it.
He's always talking about his polo green he's throwing on. He's always smelling good, giving people his little half nucks because one of his fingers is messed up.
Right.
He was kind of bob around the facility. How we doing? He's awesome.
Let's talk a little bit about you. I mean, this player empowerment age, NIL, and all this. Man, you're a little bit of an entrepreneur now, right?
Getting to meet these CEOs and presidents of these companies. Using those connections, and whenever I'm done playing football, I'll be able to go back to that and call these people and be able to have a career after the ball.
It is kind of cool though that you're able to make a little money, right? I mean, like, I think back to my college days, and we were like looking under the couch for spare change. So it's a little bit of a cool thing that you get to at least pay for your meals and stuff like that now, right?
Absolutely. I think long overdue, but I'm glad that it's here.
Let our listeners know you got merchandise. What do you have going out there right now?
Yeah, so I've Barstool. I did a shirt with them. I got another T-shirt with Be Unlimited. So there's just some things that kind of popped up from these companies asking want to do stuff, and I'm like, yeah, no problem. I mean, if y'all want to do this, make a little money off of it. It's a good deal.
And look, if your name was John Poole, it wouldn't be as cool. Bumper Pool is a name that can sell, and everybody wants to put your name on a T-shirt.
That's right. It worked out pretty well with this NLI stuff.
What's your family members? Is there anybody else with unique names?
No, it's funny. My brother's name is actually John Poole. He goes by Harper, but
see, John Poole's not cool.
John Poole, the person, is cool.
Okay. Talk a little bit about the when you look at the schedule this year. I mean, you do have to take it one step at a time, but like, do you kind of look ahead and say, all right, that's going to be kind of a tough stretch there. Oh, okay, we've got to go on the road there. Do you kind of look at that?
It's the SEC. It's all hard. Yeah. I mean, it's every week. You can't look past anybody.
Right. No, I mean, it's a brutal place. Let me ask you this way: what's the toughest road environment you've had to go into so far in your career?
Georgia last year, they were ramped up, and it was pretty special.
And it was early too.
Yeah,
I was like, maybe they won't be woken up yet. Man, that place was loud.
Kirby had them ready. Coach Smart, yeah.
Goodness gracious. We're talking with Bumper Pool, linebacker for the Arkansas Razorbacks. What's the one thing you personally are just looking forward to most about this season?
Getting back in the stadium. That feel you get in the stadium is unlike anything else.
That Texas game was pretty loud for you guys, right?
That Texas game was awesome. Something I'll always remember.
Bumper, thanks so much for the time, man.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Locked On SEC. My thanks to all of our guests, Will Levis, Bumper Pool, and Sedrick Van Pran. We'll be back tomorrow with more from SEC Media Days here in Atlanta. We'll talk to you guys then.